Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And today we have a brand new guest on the show, Nan Akasha is on the show with us today. We're going to be talking about Soul Star Upgrade, Attune to the New Temple of Your Higher Self. And so we're going to be doing some live Soul Star readings and healings. And we're also going to do a group guided experience exercise process, right? And basically we're going to just go at it. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on right now with the energies. We're going to talk to Nan about who she is, what she does, what she's been experiencing. She's had a turbulent year this year, so we're going to talk to her a little bit about that and what that's like for all of us, because this has to do with 2020, the energies, transformation, etc. So for those of you who don't know Nan, she has an uncanny ability to see right to the core of your challenge, according to some of her clients. She is a 7-time #1 best-selling author and popular speaker. Nan is like Abraham Hicks on steroids. So she's founder of the Bliss Life Foundation, Light Body Mystery School, and a 30-year energy healer, spiritual teacher, master hypnotherapist. Nan has created over 166 online programs. Wow, that's a lot. And so, I met Nan earlier this year when I was a guest on her podcast, and we had such a wonderful time. And so I invited her to come on our show here. And so she's here with us today to talk again, like I said, about Soul Star Upgrade, what that is, what that looks like. So Nan, welcome to the show. So glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So I just want to, because you are, brand new to our community, first time here, I was hoping you could just take a few minutes and talk a little bit about who you are as a healer, what your journey's been like, and it's, even a little bit about this year, because it's been turbulent. It's been turbulent, right? So, because we would love to know you more, before we get started doing the live readings. And I'm just going to say really quickly, for those of you who would like to get a reading from Nan, you can raise your hand. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
Good. Yes, absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. It's wonderful to see you, to feel you. I'm just going to take a minute to connect in the new space, Alara space. Nice. All right. Well, like probably many of you, I was a very happy little fairy when I was a child, and I was talking to other beings and playing with the fairies and the nature spirits. And my mom used to call me, like, I'd skip down the road with my butterfly ways, and I had many, many friends, invisible friends. And it was charming for a while, right? If you experience that, oh, isn't that cute? Until you reach a certain age. And so at that point, I did like most people and started to figure out how to be the best little girl of anybody, and how to make my mom and dad proud and approve of me and always win their love. And so as a hypnotherapist and a homeopathic doctor and many other things that I've done in my life, I understand now that everybody has that. We all have that break point where we feel cut off from that love, and then we start making agreements with ourselves. So I was a huge people pleaser. I was a massive people pleaser and overachiever, which has its benefits. So I became the best at everything I did, and in sports and in this and in that, and went through college and got out and moved to LA and started a fashion design business. And I was just, oh, everything's going to be great. And then I had to close my business. It was the end of my 20s. And I didn't know people didn't pay their bills. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience. So the economy crashed, and not only being pretty young and never having had a business before, I didn't understand that. And so all these people, it was about $400,000 of product that I had made and shipped that nobody was paying me for. And then the department stores went out of business, and they all declared bankruptcy and didn't pay. And so I had to close my business, and it was dramatic. It was my first deconstruction in my life. And I know all of you have been through at least one of those. And now, of course, I look at it as one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. But it was what got me on a spiritual path or an inner self path. I had no religious upbringing, no sense of spirituality. It was all intellectuality and work hard, really, really hard. And the harder you work, the more you suffer, the better person you are. And then you might get some approval. And so I was constantly on this treadmill. And that was like, it felt like the most epic failure. Like I was the worst person that ever lived. And so from there, from LA, I moved to New Mexico and dove right into the deep spiritual community there. And I started to do pet sitting, which led me to Linda Tellington Jones, which is a method of healing with animals and helping their behavior through touch. And then I met animal communicators and I learned to do that. And then I met radionics practitioners, which is a frequency healing. And I went and lived with them in France for a while to learn that. And everything just opened up. And as I was working with animals, the healing came to me. I started studying everything from Reiki to whatever I could get my hands on, Tellington Touch, and then I began to do healing work with animals, and I started working with people around the world with radionics, which most people might know is similar to like a Rife machine. Everything was frequency, and you dial in the frequencies and you do all the analysis. And so we were working with people and animals all around the world with that. And I saw miracles. I saw gangrene reversed. I saw just like amazing things. I became a homeopathic doctor, which is another form of vibrational healing. And so through all of this, I decided I wanted to have a baby, and I couldn't get pregnant. And I finally did after 8 years. And then shortly after birth, my daughter died. And so I had developed this whole spiritual belief system, right? And I had created this world around, oh, I can be happy, and I'm learning to talk to my angels, and I'm, communicating with animals and with crystals. And, it was like this magic new age world, right? And then because I was approaching, like many of us are realizing now, that each phase of our spiritual awareness or awareness of subtle realms and multidimensionality, as it unfolds, we've gone through these phases, but we've approached them with the same outdated patterns or processes. Like, I'm going to be the best at this. I'm going to work hard at this. I'm going to make this happen. Right. So I believed that if I did it right, if I meditated right, and I read every spiritual book and I knew all that, nothing bad would ever happen to me again. And then my daughter died, and I'd been going to a channel, and he had told me, oh, she's going to do all these amazing things. And so I had another complete deconstruction of my life, and every belief I had built disappeared. So then the next step was to rebuild another one. And I just kept going deeper. I didn't want to live, of course, for quite a while. And I'm here really because of Louise Hay's book. You Can Heal Your Life. It was my lifeline. There was no internet at the time. There were really not many bookstores other than the Bodhi Tree in LA that sold spiritual or metaphysical books or anything, really self-help, and all that. So it was an opportunity living in New Mexico with the spiritual people and the Native Americans and the energy and all of that. It was a profound shift. So it was another metamorphosis. And then I adopted my twins at birth, and we moved to San Antonio, Texas. And I was like, why Texas? And it was like, that's where you got to go. So I went, and then I went through a lot of stuff with kids, but I went through a divorce eventually when my kids were 8, and I wanted out, and I had waited a long time not saying anything. And finally, the energy, I was getting sick. I was getting physical symptoms. Most of your viewers, I know, get this. When you don't listen to go to the next step, you get many, many things happening. And pretty soon, you're just like breaking out in hives or something, right? So I used to stand at my girlfriend's house, my spiritual girlfriend's house, in her yard with the hose on my legs, because my legs, I wanted to run. I needed to go, and they were on fire with, hives and everything. So that was an epic thing. It was 3 years of bankruptcy, losing everything. I went from being a multimillionaire. I had a real estate investing company. I owned 80 properties. I ended up with nothing, and no properties, no money. And it was, again, another big deconstruction. In the meantime, I met my soulmate, who I'm with now. So, and we moved around and ended up in California. And I started getting into he got me online, and I brought my spiritual work online because I couldn't do anything else during my divorce. Everything else was tied up. And so it was like, waking up in pools of sweat, trying to figure out how I was going to pay the rent, or not buying toothpaste for a few months just to get by, and things like that. And so I've been to the top and I've been to the bottom of that idea of success and money and flow and all of that. And then again, all of this stuff, leading up. So 4 years ago, we decided, my twins had moved many times and ended up next to each other and next to my parents. And so we got rid of everything and we decided to travel the world. And we came to Mexico. We came to Playa del Carmen, which is south of Cancun in the Caribbean. And we stayed for 3 months. We came because a friend was getting married. And then we fell in love, and it's 4 years later and we're still here. So
Wow. Nice.
yeah, and we live actually in a different part of the Yucatan, but it's exquisite. And so, yeah, it's what I realized along the way, motivated by my pain and my loss, and my massive lack of self-esteem, and all that hard work, that constantly working harder and putting in the hours, and doing my kids all day and then working all night and getting 3 hours of sleep, and just all that chasing, trying to become good enough for whoever, so I could be safe or belong or accepted. And through that personal journey, it led me to become a master level hypnotherapist and all that other stuff. And then I began to work with people, and I dove directly into money as a topic for obvious reasons during my divorce. And I became good friends with people like Joe Vitale and people in The Secret. And I noticed that the success you saw from outside was it's an illusion, not the money, or I succeeded in my goal in my business, but the idea that I think his doctor told him, if you don't stop working so much, you're going to die. Like, your health has a serious problem. So I started a blog that went viral, I guess you would call it back then, about, do you believe you have to work hard for money? Which led to The Spirit of Money, which was my first course. And then I just dove deeper. I wanted to understand the energy of money and the spirituality of money. And I already understood the programs that affected your self-image, but I didn't get how deep they went with money and self-esteem and all of that stuff together, and how much it affected your life. So through all of that, it created all these things. And now we have the Light Body School, and we teach people how to see energy, how to sense energy, how to move energy, how to activate your light body, how to know the different parts, and all these different ways that we teach that are simple and easy to learn, but are profoundly healing, because we have to do the work ourselves now, right? We have to be the ones that become empowered to heal ourselves. And, the healers can help, but what we're doing is what I learned in radionics, which was, you remind the body of the frequency of vibrational functional perfection for that person at that time. And so that's what all the work is about, is being able to sense your energy. When are you being pulled down into guilt? When is an old pattern directing your thoughts or preventing you from expressing yourself? And all that journey is that, and the rest of it is shedding. And right now we're doing massive shedding.
Yes, we are. And, and that's the thing. It's like, it is important to start to be aware of, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What's coming up in my energy? Where am I being pulled? Where am I being distracted? What are some of the patterns that I keep going back to over and over again that are not serving me? But what are they, right? Yeah. Without judgment, of course, right? No judgment, but just with the awareness, because once you have the awareness, then you can do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I teach my clients and my students, I say, when a pattern comes up and you're like, oh my God, I thought I was over that thing with my dad or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get mad at it and you don't think you're a loser because of it. You say, thank you, because that's your higher self. That's parts of you that are looking out for your highest good, saying, hey, you haven't dealt with this one yet. You can't go over there yet. You know, you're going, I want to make more money. I want to find the love of my life. I want to move. I want this. I want all these things. I want to express myself. I want to help people. Okay. Then the next thing that comes up for you is going to be the thing that the highest good, the highest part of you is saying, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once you walk through that shit, then you can get to the stuff that you want. And it's not a punishment. It's a gift
But we
because,
don't see it that way, and we don't want to go through that shit.
yeah,
Sorry. Right? It is. That's what
right.
it
Yeah.
ends up being. It's like, oh, not that shit again. I don't want to go through that again. Right? But the thing is, we're saying it again because it's coming up again, and it's only coming up again because you haven't gone through it completely, like seeing the wisdom or whatever of it. Right?
Exactly, exactly. And you know, the whole layer thing. We are
Yeah.
layers. We are an onion. We are
Yeah.
blah blah blah, you know. And it's so true because the longer you do this work, like, you know, I'll do really deep soul journey like into the higher self or the blueprint or some past lives or something with a client, and we'll come out. We did one yesterday for she's doing a package around money and wealth esteem, and this one is about your family legacy. So what are the beliefs and things you took on from your family around that?
Mm-hmm.
And these two lives came in and they were like, it was hysterical because it was like one was all like, you know, this, and the other one's like, oh, there's plenty of money, everything's you know, the two sides. And you know, that's what we want to know is who's in there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this other one's over there, the hiding it. If I don't have the money and I don't hoard it and take yours and yours and yours and yours and yours, I'm
Yeah.
not safe. You know, all the way back to, you know, she started seeing, oh, I'm going to have my head chopped off if I don't have this money. And then the story reveals itself, but it only
Mm-hmm.
reveals itself like, you know, past lives or parallel lives, that they really are other lives.
Yeah.
Is they're just, they come up when they're relevant to what you're dealing with right now. Like, right, what's best and optimal for you to deal with right now.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
that's never been something I've been good at, is like just some every day. I'm just like, could we just go really hard for like, you know, a month and then be done? Yeah. So the layering and the unraveling. But now I've been through so much that I love the unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
And this summer I had I don't know what to call it, a death, near death, shamanic death, all of the above experience. And again, when it started, I was upset and resistant and like, what's happening and why is this happening? And then when I got deep into it and I started to move into altered states, because when you get really ill, you know that you like at some point you surrender.
Yeah.
You're no longer in fear of like, oh, I'm going to die. You're just sort of like, oh, okay. Oh, hey, check this out. Where am I now? And I spent 3 weeks in this completely altered states and worlds, traveling time, traveling space, repeating lives, like, but all consciously,
Mm-hmm.
but only, but only when I let go of the fear,
Mm-hmm. And the
right?
resistance. Yeah.
And the resistance. And so having the opportunities for this year to accelerate the perception that everything is breaking down. What if everything is rearranging? What if
Mm-hmm.
everything is transforming and transmuting or shape shifting into something way better?
I'll have
Because
that.
yeah, right? Because we can't say I want this, but I don't want anything to change, or
Yeah.
I don't want my mom to be upset, or I don't want, you know, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
don't love it. But I've had some unbelievably profound experiences, you know, meditation and ayahuasca and going to Egypt and meditating with a group of 200 for 4 hours in the Great Pyramid and having the temples to ourselves. And here in the Mayan world, we go to the top of the pyramids on the equinox and go in shamanic journeys in caves and all this. Like, it's epic to have these experiences, but they're like these training
Mm-hmm.
for what's happening right now, right? All the work we do day to day, all the big events we do, all the cosmic experiences we've had, they have to come back into practicality so that we can use them every day. And when I was going through this death thing, I got, I think it's a shaman. It was a bee that was just sitting on the beach and it came over my sunglasses, hit my eyeball, fell down on my cheek and stung me here, not
Oh,
in my
wow.
eye. And I took a Benadryl. I do get a little bit of swelling from a bee sting, but I didn't think of it. And we were happening to move into town for 2 months. So I was busy packing and directing people to move stuff. And by the end of the day, people were like, you need to go to the hospital. I was breaking out in these welts all over the place. Doctor came to the house, gave me a shot, gave me some pills. He said, if you're not better in 2 hours, go to the emergency room. Well, I've been living at the beach, far, far away from people, not leaving my house for months because of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And now my higher self goes, here, go to the emergency room in the middle of COVID. I was like, what? No, no. I don't go to the doctor. I so rarely go to the doctor that if I do, it's really major because I'm a healer of so many different things. I've got everything. I'm like, I'm doing this and this, and I'm doing that. And so, yeah, there I was, 12 hours in the ER, and nothing they did helped. Mm-hmm. They kept giving me stronger and stronger IVs of steroids. And when I came and I'm like kind of swelling up and they're like, oh yeah, okay, don't worry about it. About an hour or two, you'll be going home. Mm-hmm. And they'd come and they would look at me. And they talk like I was an alien specimen, like, what is going on? Because I kept getting worse. And they finally told me, go home. They didn't say this. We hope you don't die. But basically, I figured that out later. It was like, we can't help you anymore. Here's the pills. Keep taking them. Yeah. But you don't want to be here because now your immune system is compromised.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to stay in the hospital. So I went home and it got worse. And the worst night was July 4th, the eclipse, the third in that 3 series of Portal. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if anybody else had an epic experience, but it started right before that. And that was the deepest days. And there's a serpent god, a Mayan god called Kukulkan. The Aztec called it Quetzalcoatl. Mm-hmm. And it's the plumed serpent, and it represents your evolution. You shed the old and you emerge from the mouth, reclaiming your feathers, your higher self, your connection to spirit. Mm-hmm. And so we work with that at all the retreats here. And the whole time I was in these altered states, that serpent god was right there by my side, just going, shed it.
Let it
shed
go.
It.
Yeah.
Let it go. And I literally shed skin. I felt like a baby afterwards. The other Thoth, the Egyptian god, is one of my primary guides that I work with, channel my school with. And every now and then I would be taken to another reality, and we were just climbing a tower. And I'd be like, what are we doing? Going up. Okay. We're just going up. It's good. And it was like what's happening now on the planet, this accelerated evolution, mm-hmm. right? That it was sort of like the barriers were taken off, and I was given an opportunity to shed, to just completely let go of so much. I mean, and I've been working on myself for 35 years. So,
yeah.
But there's still that to, really quickly. And so all these opportunities right now especially, there's a deep spiritual meaning behind getting sick. Your body is talking to you, your higher self is talking to you, your soul blueprint is trying to direct you. And right now is the time to shed as fast as you can, is to just let it go of your expectations and your goals, let go of who you thought you were, let go of what is good or bad, mm-hmm. Just let go and move into that space. So yeah. And the thing I hear all the time from clients is, that they want, some people are just waking up to realizing they have other dimensions or a higher self and things. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people have been working with that for a while, and they still feel like they don't have a really clear connection, or they can trust themselves or the answers, right? Or they have a good truth testing system where they know that it's not going to get caught up in their emotions, And so this is sort of like kindergarten, mm-hmm. right? Visualization, really using those skills to feel, opening up your 360 senses, and then having this connection at the very least to your body elemental and to that first higher level of yourself, because it changes everything. And so a lot of what's happening now is clearing that last step of the pyramid. The top of the pyramid in Mayan, 9-step pyramid, is unity. And these are phases of evolution. And that's where we are. We're at the top. We're in unity. But we're just hanging on to those lower levels, you know?
Let them go, right? Let them go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hold on anymore.
Don't hold on. And so we have to unplug from all the input and drama and the story and who's doing what and why and when, and go in and solidify that connection to your own inner authority, right? To your higher self.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about. It's about reconnecting to your higher self, getting that connection going, that relationship going, that communication going, and trusting your higher self, that your higher self has your best interest at heart, of course, absolutely, but knowing that it does, and then being willing to receive the messages, the insights, the little nudges, and, receive it, believe it, and take action on it.
Yeah.
Right. So if your higher self is saying, why don't you go here? And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. It's like, that was, the next opening for you. That was, the next stage of your evolution. That is the next step for you. Yeah. So, a lot of times we don't, and it's because we don't trust, or we don't have that connection, or that, we don't trust that relationship. So, when we're talking about the higher self, and we're talking about attuning to the new temple of your higher self, right, the soul star upgrade, is that going to help us to, really feel more comfortable with our higher self and trust our higher self, and at the same time get those messages from our higher self?
Yes. What's happened, and why I call that, so your soul star is the chakra that's just above your head. And it's called a transpersonal chakra. So the personal chakras are the one most people know, the main 7, but you have lots of them: palms and feet and knees and all kinds, right? But the soul star is the home of your higher self. And so I see mine like I Dream of Jeannie, like her little bottle, where she had the velvet couches and all the, the pillows, and, that's kind of like, that's where I go, and I sit on the couches and I hang out with my higher self. And then, from there is also your first level access to what a lot of people call your Akashic records. And so that's just the energy codes, the programs that hold everything about you, right?
Yeah.
But it's within your soul. So you have many lives in one soul. And so when you go there, you have access to so much, and you have a higher perspective, and you can transcend. And in the states of consciousness, you transcend guilt and shame and fear and depression and addiction and anger and all this stuff if you go to acceptance. It's just acceptance. It's not, I'm choosing that. It's just, okay, this is what's happening. So like what we were talking about, finally I was like, okay, this is what's happening. You've reached a point of no return. You've got to go to the hospital, right? And everything in me is like, what? And I had to just drop it. I had to drop everything I had created in my personality, in my who I am, and this to say, all right, if this is where I am, what am I saying? And so, so the beautiful thing is that when we awaken the third eye and the crown, they become fused, like I call it the command center, right? And your crown chakra and your palm portals, we call them in my work. There's these big chakras right here. These connect to infinite energy to pull out or pull in. And they are actually an extension of your crown chakra. So when you activate these, and everything you're doing, especially on a Laura show, right, is helping you to awaken your senses, to get you to focus in instead of out all the time. Remember, TV is a hypnosis tool, okay? If you're Facebooking like this all day long, you're just letting somebody else put shit in your head, right? You've got to at least counter that with some time of going within and doing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when these two awaken and fuse, then you have this, I can feel my crown kind of pulsing right now. You have all the coronets, these little, like a crown. You
Yeah.
have these little, right? They awaken and it creates this, reminds me of that Stargate movie where they would go from one place in the ship to the other, like, it's like this beam between you, and it becomes this sort of transportation system to me, this little connection into the temple of the soul star. And so because we're evolving, because we're awakening, because the earth is awakening,
Mm-hmm.
and time is accelerated, this has been happening for quite a while, we have had to upgrade our chakras. We've had to upgrade our energy centers. They cannot handle becoming a homo luminous, a light being. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we still have a body, but we're going to feed from light. We're going to be light, but you can't go that high if
Right.
you're still operating from the old templates, even the
Yeah.
old colors of your energy system. They're getting upgraded. Your cells are getting upgraded. Your DNA is switching, flips, and things are, soul triggers are happening for people. Like, suddenly they go to Mexico and never
Mm-hmm.
leave, right? And so as you develop this and you create this clear communication, you can then reconnect, like hook back into this new level of the higher self temple. And it's a big deal because if you think of it like a huge temple, with these corridors that just go off in all directions, it goes to you, to your soul blueprint, to your light body, to your emotions, to your beliefs, to everything. And it's very powerful to have access to that with a guide that is operating from that higher perspective all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like having a company and all that. So we've, in my school, we redesigned the chakra templates, and we've upgraded, and we download people with them and encode them. And the higher self one now is asked to come out from the school, for people in the school for me to share with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That these templates need to be seen. You see them, you look at them, you breathe them in, you work with them, they awaken different things in you. And so we have this new level we can go to, and it's a deeper communication, it's a clearer connection, and it's like having more rooms unlocked for you to explore.
Right. Nice. Fun. Fun. So when, like today, I know we're going to be doing a process later, but I want to talk about, the reading work that you're going to do today on the call. What does that look like, and what can we expect? And what do you need to know from people?
Well, I just tune in. So it's been many, many, many years that I've been receiving. Like I said, I started with animals, and then when I was a kid, I was tuned into all of different nature levels.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've been through 3 different mystery schools. I've been to Egypt many times twice, but I mean, like, a month and a half or something, to many temples. I've done a lot of sacred work with shamans. And so I have different levels of things that have awakened.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, I couldn't see anything. I had no visions, and all that. Now it's just information comes. And what I usually do is you could just tell me their name, and then maybe where they're from, if they want to say, or someone can ask a specific question. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
And then I tend to tune in and connect in a certain way. And then I start scanning the light body. And from there, it kind of goes. It just depends on what's optimal for you. So everything that I do is aligned with what is optimal for you at this time. And I activate something called an infinity healing chamber, which is a light temple that's at infinity that I'm operating within. So it's protected and safe, and it's clear. So it's like being in a Faraday cage, if you know what that is, and not a lot of frequencies interrupting. And then I'll get images. I'll see things in the energy field. I might share what they are. They might change. They may lead to something else. Sometimes different other lives of you will come in. Sometimes guides will come in. So since we're kind of talking about the higher self, it may focus more on that, but mostly what your soul wants you to know right now.
Okay, cool. So that's a great question. What does my soul want to know right now? I think that's,
Want me to know.
a pretty good frame of reference for, the reading. What does your soul want to know right now? That's, I think that's perfect, right? Because that way nobody goes into the story of what's going on. It's just, it makes it a bit quicker, right? And so can people raise their hand and speak out loud, or can they also just write in the chat? Because some people cannot,
Absolutely. Yeah, either one. It's fine.
Either one. All right. So I'm going to let my guides guide me today as to who is going to be picked. All right. So we're going to start off with Caroline, because she has her hand raised and she's going to be a great guinea pig. Caroline, you want to unmute yourself? Caroline. Yeah, awesome.
Go beautifuls. Hi. I'm Caroline. I'm from Ontario, near Toronto.
Yeah, and thank you for smudging the space for us.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Maybe you can do that on every call. What do you think?
Okay.
No, Caroline's a good friend. We've actually met in person only once, but it was wonderful. She's a wonderful soul, and I love having her on the show whenever she can make it. So, yeah, what does your soul want you to know today, Caroline, I wonder?
Okay, good. Let's see. Caroline, I love that name. When I was a little girl, I had a girlfriend named Caroline, and I wanted her name. My name was Nancy, and I hated it, Nancy. And I thought Caroline was so pretty. All right, so I'm just going to connect with Caroline. So what I do for things like this is connect heart to heart, higher self to higher self. I am presence in the source, and it creates a golden triangle of light, and it's coming both directions. And okay, Caroline. Deer. Wow. Do you have a totem that's a deer? It's a baby deer. Absolutely beautiful. Big, big eyes. And they're showing me immediately jumped right in with a forest. It's fall colors, and this little baby deer is standing next to another deer parent, but it's the baby deer that we're really focused on. It keeps looking in the distance, got his ears back. It's coming. I think it's fire. It's some fires. Okay. So this is interesting. So they're showing me like the whole scene of this wildfire coming through the forest, and the baby running and losing the mom, and everything sort of burning down. And it's like that there's this, it's rescued, the baby deer's been rescued, and it's laying against. So how does this relate to care? Let's see. Wow. Is that her? Rescue. Okay, so there's an interesting pattern you have. It's rescue and reliance, and it's the need to rescue things and people. And this particular has more information, this particular vision. But the pattern they're showing me is like a saddlebag. It's kind of like on your hip, and it's something you've carried, and you really feel it to your bones that you're here to help people, to rescue them, to be the person that stays. And it's yes, to the detriment of your highest good sometimes. But it's very, this isn't like somebody just threw a backpack on. This thing is like sealed onto your right hip mainly, and it's like you're carrying this weight. We're going to unpack that. Let's open it up and see what's in there. So there's like tools and looks like rocks in there. Oh. Wow, you are just an open field. That's just the information coming fast. So there's two different lives that really have this life with this baby deer and the rescue, the sadness from the devastation of the fire, the joy of rescuing the baby, but it was always mixed in sadness and this sense that you can't rescue everyone, that you can't do enough. There's this deep disappointment almost that came with you into this life that you brought because it's been so heavy that how do I help everything? How do I rescue the animals? How do I, whatever it is, the topic, it's a very deep wound. And it's like, this one's in your left side, and it's like a big infected wound, and it's not been allowed to drain. So they want you to use some energy to weave out this energy, this sticky, infected kind of energy, because the core of the agreement that you made is from love. But the sadness, the grief, the disappointment in people, in your inability to do enough, the grief from that, that's very heavy, low energies, and they've been festering right there, creating, and it's more like just sealed up, I don't want to look at it, type of thing. So it's just a matter of just gently, we're going to just weave some of that out and let it great. And then over here, there's this, it's like you were a miner, like mining for gold or rubies or something. So it almost looks like a miner, or like a big thing you might strap on when you go down. When I look in this backpack, it's very heavy. It's about that energy of rescue and reliance, and the feeling that you can't rely on anyone to rescue you, and that your duty is to continuously rescue others. And therefore, there's this treadmill where you can't replenish, you can't reclaim enough energy. It's like you bring in energy, but you give it out. And you bring in energy and you give it out. So you just really need, let's see. Yeah, you have an actual really beautiful connection with the earth. It's a nice, solid energy all the way through. But the blocking, there's some blocks in the root around nourishment, around allowing yourself to be filled and nourished completely, energetically, with help, with love, with being seen. And this burden, because there's some guilt with this burden. There's something to do with this life about mining and being so in love with these beautiful things that you were mining and feeling like you were doing a good thing, and then seeing some of the earth repercussions again. There's a sense of like, oh, look what I did. And the earth really began to speak to you. When you were in this particular life, you spent so much time underground inside of Gaia and connected with these different forms of crystals and things that you begin to really communicate. And there's a lot there actually, if you unpack this and let it go and move through that rescue reliance thing. There's possibilities for you in this life to have situations that come up that make you rely on others, because you don't in general ask for a lot of help or accept a lot of help. And this is coming nicely, letting this go and rising up to see the question is to ask yourself, what is the optimal way for me to help? And because so many of us have come from that place of wanting to help the animals and feeling sad, the rainforest is being cutting down, and then all those heavy energies are mixed in there. So your invitation is to let the infection out, so to speak, unpack the guilt. And these are very, very karmic, very past life. They're like knots, like you say. And as you do that, just ask for that new perspective because that big heart, that desire to help, that desire to be there, to connect is a core part of who you are, but you need to purify your energy in order to rise up and see that rescuing or reliance or these different things above the judgment, where you can see more perspectives and hold an energy that's going to bring healing wherever you go.
Wow. I'm going to say wow on behalf of Caroline.
How about holy schnitzels?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What you don't know, Laura, that at 4 years old, at 4 years old, my mom was going to sell me to whatever market that is where children and abuse and all that sexual stuff, and there was a fire, and she was going to leave me there, and I jumped and from a window of the burning house and jumped in the car with her. She didn't want to take me with her. She was going to leave me in the burning house, but I'd forgotten about that. Oh. And then when you said this whole reliance, and oh my gosh, what a way to be seen. Thank you so much. Beautiful. That was only one of the traumas, but then what was I going to say about this? It's brilliant. It's exactly my life, and I haven't been able to rely on anyone, and it was except for like up to my horse. And when you said putting a horse down, that's what I had to do with my horse 3 years ago. So this is exactly who I am. So I how do we release it?
Well, we've already started to unravel it. And so for you, the best thing is to, I don't know if I gave this to you, Lara, or if you could tell people, but if you want a scale of, we call it a vibrational consciousness, we have our own version of it. We can send it to you, because if you look and see, all you have to do is just accept. And in order to get to acceptance, it's willingness. Mm-hmm. So you just say, I'm ready and willing, and I'm open and receptive, right? And it really is that simple, because as soon as you say, okay, this is what happened, it hurt, and I was never seen. I was never allowed to express myself. I haven't received that love that I, crave. And I was, in these situations. It's okay. But then we get to release it. But you don't have to release it in any pace except for what's optimal for you. So if you just do an infinity symbol, everybody, any direction, okay, we call it infinity light weaving. Mm-hmm. And you just go in and just take that energy out, and you give it to the infinite field, and you bring back some light and feel like you're flushing that wound energetically. It's in your heart. This one was really eating into your solar plexus, so your power, right? And in part in your heart. And you're just looking for being willing to receive and to allow that, because when you reach to acceptance, you naturally transcend. It's where your mind goes into harmony. Your emotional body lets go. That's where forgiveness is. You don't have to work on forgiveness. You just have to accept, hey, you know what? You are a kick-ass master, honey. Because anybody who chooses this kind of a life, anybody who, walks through that, you have big plans. Okay? And it means that all that power and all that energy you've been holding deep inside once that's freed, you know, and unburdened from the other things around it, you're going to have so much life force to be present, and the amazing things, the synchronicities, the understanding of your bigger purpose, all of that's going to start coming in.
I can't
Beautiful.
thank you enough. I mean, you know, Laura, I've been on here for a long time. You know me.
Yep.
No one's ever picked up on that. So I'm going to give a chance to other people so they can experience this. I love you. Thank you.
Love you too, sweetie.
Thank you, Laura.
Take care.
Yeah. Thank you, Caroline.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That was amazing. I mean, I know Caroline pretty well, but that was like, oh my God. As Nan was going through all the stuff, I'm like, oh my God, that's, you know, so yeah. Whew. All right, Betty, you want to unmute yourself? So not everyone is going to be like that intense, probably, you know, so some of you guys might be a little bit different, so it's okay. Just whatever it is, whatever your soul wants you to know right now, right? Betty, did you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I just did. Can you hear me now?
Awesome, yeah.
Yes, yes. Hi.
Hi, Laura and Nan.
Hi.
I'd like to just know what my soul wants me to know right now. That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Betty, where are you, Betty?
Oh, I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay. There's something there that called you there?
I moved as a child with my family, and you know, have thought about leaving, but yeah, kind of pulled here now.
And does it empower you to be there?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
First answer, Betty.
Yeah.
Just be in your heart space, expand out, breathe, and first answer. Does it empower you to be there? Yes or no? You're still thinking.
I know I'm getting that. Because I go back and forth with this. I guess I am in my head about it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the reason I'm asking is as soon as that I started to tune into you, your surroundings became very dense. They were very present. And so when I asked you where you were, it was sort of anchored in. So there's a lot of history there for you. There's a lot of history there, but there's, you know, for you in particular. And it feels like a very karmic place. Obviously, if your family's there and you've been there most of your life, there's a lot of karmic, you know, I use that word meaning like other lives that have brought patterns to connect us to things. So, okay, here's, you know, your husband comes, you get married, and there's definitely some connections there, right, to clear. So, and it feels a little heavy for you there right now. So, the fact that you were like, well, I don't know, you don't seem miserable there. And I'm not sure that you need to move, but you need some kind of movement. And stagnant, that's a better word for it, stagnant, feeling like there's stagnant energy. So maybe a trip to the beach and driving somewhere, you know, just getting into a different energy and type of scenery. So if you're, you know, not near the beach a lot and you like the beach, you know, go to a beach or something that has a different energy completely. There's something, you're pregnant with something, very pregnant with something.
I like the sound of that, Betty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very lopsided to the left. So let's see, what is that? There's something that's ready and it needs a shift in energy, kind of like when somebody's about to go or wants to go into labor and they say, go for a walk, you know, or something, do some things, active things. This energy, it's like bulging. Interesting. And there's two different, no, there's a red, this one's black. So there's inside of there is like a black sphere of energy, and then there's sort of a red blob, and it's it hasn't finished taking shape. The black shape is interesting because it's something that your higher self has installed as a kind of protector, similar to this. Like this is a stone, like a shungite black stone, is very protective and absorbs negative energies and things like that. Yeah, because it's perfectly round and very smooth. So it's not. Oh my gosh, this is very cool. You're doing some kind of a transfusion in moving energies. Very good. Very good. You're bringing energies up, or old energies are being brought up. Maybe you've had a few interesting experiences like all of us, and bringing some stuff to the surface. But what you're doing is your feminine intuitive side is taking those energies and melting them sort of into, like a pool, and that organic shape, and it's now being transmuted into, it's almost like a balloon. It doesn't really have a lot of a money vibe to it, but it has a business vibe to it. It has a sense of creating something or structuring something. That old way of you thinking or doing things, or the way that you did things, is transmuting into a new structure for the way that you're living. So to look and to wait and to listen, and to dip into this, to when you're making decisions right now, it's very important. Any decision that, other than to brush your teeth, but like any decision that would change what you do, where you live, how you do it. A lot of this is how you do what you do. Doing it in a structure that gives you more support and energy, and self-expression. So what else is that? It's got a big bow on it now. So this is a big gift. And if you don't already know what it's about, there's a little party going on above your head. Like, a surprise party. We can't wait for you to open that. So you're definitely being invited to spend some time connecting to your higher self, and to this part of you, and your body elemental as well, because there's some healing, there's some realigning that's happening in your body and in your DNA, and a large part of your cells are going through a metamorphosis as well. So you're deep in it, and but you're already forming. So like a butterfly doesn't take a lot, has to wait till it's fully formed and then fight its way out so it's strong enough. Remember that when you dip in here, as this comes into fruition to you, comes forward, what this is about, it's almost like give it gestation period, and then there'll be a moment when and there'll be a breakthrough moment, and it's very important for you to spend some time. I want to give you an infinity light weave to do. So you could take your higher self is up here, right? So if you start at your third eye and you start weaving back and forth, and this is for everybody, you weave back and forth, you're starting to connect to two sides of the brain, and you're raising energy and doing all kinds of good stuff. And then you go up out of your crown and up to your soul star. Then you're going to do this vertically. So you're going to start here and weave across your crown. So you're going to do an upside down, or a figure eight, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to be a third eye, crossing your crown, come through your soul star and back down. Mm-hmm. And you're going to find, if you do this 3 or 4 times, it's going to open up. And they want you to really would be excited if you would spend some time up there, because then you can be part of watching the baby grow, talking about, conversing, preparing. Is sort of like a nesting period for you.
Wow, Betty.
Yeah, that's exciting. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
And is that like a gift or a capacity or a talent that's starting to express itself? I mean, I know it's in the birthing period, pregnant pause period, but is that like a gift or talent or ability that's going to be expressed eventually? I'm asking for Betty. Sorry, Betty.
Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking for you on behalf of you.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were asking her.
No, I'm asking you on behalf of her.
Yes, it's more like a change of perspective, like a higher perspective to see, and then you're going to change how you do things.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So there's something new. Well, it's new. It's a higher level of who you are, what you do already, but it's new. And there's also this new structure. So you being able to see differently, like, oh, I'm only going to work, 3 hours a day, or I'm going to work from home, or I'm going to do, yoga and meditation in the morning instead of at night when I'm too tired, I don't have time anymore. Or you're like new ways for you to find, it's like find new pathways. They're like open up, like pathways coming towards you. But this waiting for this and spending time with your higher self while it's forming is going to give you like this head start preparing the nursery, but from a different perspective, structurally.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great, because everything is really changing. I've been, everything's changing, and in all aspects, in the way that it is true about my perspective and everything. And I feel like I need to share it more. Wasn't quite sure how to. So I like the idea of being with my higher self to, to get more firm on that. And I was kind of wondering on that, when you were talking initially about the dense energies, could that be, I still have a lot of heavy stuff from that I've basically inherited, and some of it's not that great, some of it's okay, some of it's good.
She's talking about furniture, right? Furniture?
And even knickknacks, everything from mostly from my mom and dad.
Hold on.
Yeah,
One sec. Julie. Why? Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. We might have lost Nan.
No, she's here.
Oh, she is? Okay. Oh, okay.
I think so. Maybe she's frozen.
No, I'm here.
No, not you. Nan, are you still here? You're right. We might have not lost Nan.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. You're right, Betty. Yeah, she was frozen. So yeah, we lost her for a second.
Okay.
She'll come back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you're basically asking about the knickknacks and furniture and stuff from your mother, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's been a long process, and now I'm into it pretty heavily now. So to, clearing and doing different things. And I was kind of wondering though, because it is stirring up a lot, and there's still a lot. And I wondered if that, because it feels a little heavy to me sometimes.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. I mean, do you need to keep it? Do you need to hold on to it?
Yeah, a lot of it now.
I think Nan is back. I'm not sure. Thought I saw her.
Where is it hurting? Here?
Yes, Bianca, here. Okay. I thought I saw Nan, but maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, she's here. Nan, I'm going to try and unmute you. I can't, but maybe I did. Who knows? Nan, you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that. My computer died, so in the meantime, I'm dialing back in on my phone. So, The last I heard is you were talking about the dense energies, and then I disappeared.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if I kind of got a feeling after that it might be because of I have a lot of old stuff here that I'm clearing and getting rid of, and I wasn't really able to let go of it, and a lot of it's not that great. It's just kind of heavy things. I was so devastated by my mom's death that I just kept too much, and I already had a lot of stuff, and then it's just so I'm going through now. I finally feel ready to really clear, and I'm doing it, but it does feel a little heavy. I use a lot of frankincense and myrrh spray, that's for sure, throughout the house.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's a good idea to do that and to be really less attached to the memories and the meanings you thought it had, and more connected to the energies and how does it make you feel. You need to be lighter and unburdened. And I think that movement may turn into something different, may lead you eventually to moving or to traveling or to something. But there's a sense that you need to unpack and be light.
So be ruthless, Betty. Be ruthless.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
All right.
This was such a gift. Thank you so much, Nan and Laura. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you. All right. We're gonna okay, I'll mute Betty. We're gonna go to Denise. Denise, do you want to mute yourself, Denise? Or yeah, if you can.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Ooh, wow. Look at that.
This has been a fun call.
Oh, good. Awesome. So you would like to know what your soul wants you to know?
Yes.
Awesome. That's
All right.
so. Where are you,
I
Denise?
love that.
soul reading. Good. I would love a mini soul reading.
Sure. So where are you, Denise? Where in the world are you?
I'm on the coast of New Jersey.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Is that where you took that picture?
Yes.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I take pictures of the sun all the time when the sun sets.
Nice.
The sunset
And
girl too.
nature.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
I love
nature.
sunsets.
Yeah. I was talking about structure before with Betty, and because I live at the beach, I completely changed the structure of my day.
Mm.
I have to be free to go out on the beach at sunset. I get up at 6 a.m, which I never used to see the sunrise. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. This is
Yeah, it's definitely something that I love doing, and I enjoy doing it. And there's a sanctuary where I go, and I get to see the birds and flying in for bedtime. There's a lot of egrets and glossy ibis and wild blue herons and night herons. It's really cool to watch.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's a free show every night.
I know. I call it a painting.
And it's different.
Somebody
Always
does a painting.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I always go, thumbs up. You did an excellent painting tonight. This one was one of the best,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really fun when you manifest something too. Like you manifest a spectacular sunset, or one
Absolutely.
day I
You're a
manifested a
creator.
red, white, and blue sunset.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've had, I think I mentioned we had rainbows. So we've had a storm right before sunset, and the whole top of the world is black, and the bottom, because the sun is going across, is white. It's like half and half. And then rainbows have been appearing in black clouds.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Beautiful.
I'm like, that's pretty wow. And I saw a shooting star the other night. Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
nice.
Okay, so let me get back here. Denise.
That's cool.
Yeah. So let's
I've
see
been seeing things
see.
in different dimensions.
Wow. So let's see what Nan has to say, okay, Denise?
Yeah.
So you are having a crown awakening, Denise. So there's a very, the energy is very concentrated all around your crown, and it's very solid. There's like a crown made out of rose quartz with these really big coronets, and then like a spiral inside of it. So there's a vortex in your crown chakra, which is what I usually see when people have been working with the light body work and doing these different activations like we were talking about. We start to see this become like a vortex. And you've got this, although it looks like pearls, you know, like a string of pearls, but also rose quartz. And going, let's see. So there is some, looks like tarnished energy right underneath this, almost resisting allowing you to fully own, to fully seek that and create a full fusion or connection with the crown. And you have there's an energetic visor that looks like a visor that's over your forehead, like this whole front area. And it's energetic. It's a shield. So I'm just going to go with the life that's coming in right now for you. It's you're a king. You're quite, I'd say probably, you know, you have white hair, so you've lived a long time. You have a lot of great wisdom, but a lot of sadness as well, because you've seen so many things. Then you've gone from being a young person who was gung-ho and believed fully in the whole thing and went out and did all the duties and went to war and all this stuff. And then as you've aged and there's been peace and prosperity, this like a benevolent, you're very benevolent in the sense of your kingdom, your people, but there's this sadness that's come up where you almost feel like you don't want the responsibility because of everything you know and everything you've seen, and the responsibility of making the right choices and moral choices and deciding for a lot of people. And it's a burden because you've seen times when you don't think you've made the right choice, or you've realized later that that war was not a good one to wage. And there's this like a ring that you've put between you and the crown. And there's this shield energetically that you asked for one of your advisors to do for you. So like a lot of kings, it's it's not medieval in a heavy way, but you know, those times with the castles and the countryside. And one of your advisors, the one that works with alchemy and energy, you asked to forget. You said, I don't want to remember. And your wife has been dead for a while now, and you really loved her. And it feels like emptiness, the things that your life was made of. And so you asked this magician type of advisor to put this here. And the reason that your higher self is showing this to you right now is they said that it's time to completely remove, to ask and give permission for that same entity, because this was at your request. This was not something that was done to you. So you have complete power to remove it, to ask for it to be peeled back. You are ready to reconnect. And this being made out of the rose quartz about love that holds that pure love frequency, as well as the crystalline structure of what we're becoming, you have some abilities that you need to take, you need to accept, you need to crown yourself and remove this layer in between, unburden that sadness. And that's
what's going to continue to create this opening to a higher and higher level. The love is the answer to the woes, to the heavy energies, to the agreement. And the agreement that you made in that lifetime when you did finally leave it was, what was it all for? It wasn't worth it. And did I really help anyone? And the passion that you felt when you were younger of really helping people and making things happen faded into feeling this sense of what's the point? And so now that energy has a very strange place in your current life, because the structure of you seeing things is like you get flashes and then they fade, and you get downloads and then you go in and out of these cycles. And so that's what this is like you go into that phase, and now they want you to marry them. They want you to marry the wisdom of the older man, but to complete and unhook that agreement that says, don't let yourself see or remember or know too much. Because when you're the king, you see every side of everything. You know who's put to death, and you know why you went to war, and you know what was fair and what wasn't, and you know who went without food, and all of that stuff was just too much. And now you can distill that. So you can right now release that and reclaim this, because it's going to be through love, and it's very anchored into Gaia. So getting grounded, if you can be around or call in the energies of rose quartz, and to feel yourself, to just go through a little ritual for yourself. Take that crown off and take the band off. It's almost like a little protector, like unwrap that crown, unwrap that connection to your higher self and your benevolent ruler, so to speak, and then put that back on, and then allow it to just sink down, and allow yourself to drink like panning for gold, right? You want to take in the wisdom, and then you want to also allow yourself to blend that with the enthusiasm, the passion for what you're doing. Because the most important thing when we do these things in life is that we do them from the right intention, the right energy. So it's less about what you do and more about who you are while you're doing it. And you have this right now as a big invitation to blend that, to let yourself have the passion and the energy as well as the wisdom, and then trust. And again, I would recommend that you weave those back together. But you're having a wonderful crown awakening. And what I really love about it is the fact that it's all based in love. Everything we're doing, I'm looking at the wrong place. Everything we're doing right now has to be through the heart. So beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. Denise, how are you doing?
That's great. That's awesome reading for me. Wow, I was a king, huh? With white hair. It does resonate with my life now. And, I have a Divine Love quartz bowl, singing bowl that's infused with morganite and platinum that I play all the time. And I've been seeing a lot of different pictures from other dimensions in it, which is really cool, different beings showing up for me. And yes, working on the heart and the high heart. And I know everything comes down to love. And just working on the ascension process. And I use frankincense for my crown. That helps, because when the crystallized formation starts in the crown head chakra portion of your head, when that starts shifting, there is pressure and some discomfort, and the frankincense does help me.
Yeah. Also, the mint feels very good for you. Mint essence.
I do use peppermint and clove too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Peppermint, clove. I make like my own spray, and I spray it over my crown chakra every morning.
Oh, perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
And through my house too.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Oh, well, that's exciting. I want to see you in a month or two. And see
That
what
was an
happens.
amazing reading.
It
That was so
was.
cool.
Yeah. And you're going through the equinox now, right? So we've got to have like a 3-day portal from Sunday the 20th and then the Monday and Tuesday, which is all just incredible because it's balance, right? So it's my favorite time to do really deep work. And so it's a perfect time for you to do that.
I did one yesterday with Archangel Raphael and the Moon God,
Nice.
which was
Nice.
really cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool. A friend of mine brought them in and did a releasing meditation. Anything we want to let go of or clear.
Mhm.
And
Perfect.
Archangel Gabriel, not Raphael. And he brought forth a like a little time capsule, 3 of them. And you could put 3 things in each time capsule and he would take them. She would take them. She was a feminine energy.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Of course, she's both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, enjoy your awakening, your
Yeah.
next level here,
Yeah.
because you've definitely been doing the
Yes.
work for it. So
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yay.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Yeah, it's
Denise.
so fun. I just don't know what's coming next, right?
Just be open.
Now-
Just be open to it.
Everything
Yeah.
comes down to love, no matter what it is, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're facing, no matter what the story is, no matter what you're going through, even if it's something hard, love got you into it, so let love get you out of it.
Just be
Everything
the love.
comes down to love.
Absolutely.
Just be the love.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Be the love and send the love.
Yes,
That's right.
absolutely.
Radiate the love to everyone.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Yep.
Denise.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Awesome. Wow, that was amazing, Nan.
Amazing people you got here. Wow.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to, oops, sorry, Neil. I wanted to take a few minutes and just quickly talk about the package that you have for us, the special offer that you have for us. So for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. And those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Nan9, Nan9. And so basically, Nan, this is a 5-part course, right? Hold on, where is it? 5-part Soul Star Awakening course.
Yep.
So what does that mean? And
I'm looking for my notes.
what's all involved?
What's involved? Where is it? I made some notes, so I'd have it here. Yeah, well, so it's a new course, and it's part of, again, it's some of my light body healing work and some of the graphics and encoded work from that. So we'll learn more of the energy work. Again, everything is to open the senses again for you. So you're going to go from wherever you are now. You could be super, like Denise, been doing her stuff forever, right? Or brand new at it, doesn't matter. Each one will be designed in a way that you can repeat it for as many times as you want. Like, hey, I want to go on a journey with my higher self into my Akashic records. Okay, I'll go do that today. And you can repeat it. And so, but the cool thing is we're going to do it live. So only this one time. So this time, if you join, then you get to be live. And after we do the class part and the activation part, so I lead a deep activation, that's the part that will then be packaged for you to repeat. Then we'll have a Q&A like this. You can ask me questions. I'll do some readings. I'll see what's happening. And so that's the benefit of coming when it's live. And do you have the different names of the, I know
so Soul Star Awakening #1 is Secrets of Your Higher Self plus a Star Awakening Chakra Activation.
Right. Yeah. So a couple of years ago during one of my Bliss Life Mayan retreats, I got the download to do something called the Soul Star Awakening. And what we do is we start from the heart. We include the heart, higher heart, throat, third eye, crown, the soul star, and then the 9th chakra, which is the stellar gateway. And what we add, we go through an activation where we're going to encode the new templates for those. We're going to awaken them, and then we're going to connect them, weave them, and activate them. So you're going to have this, it's almost like a scepter to me, like you have this big wand of energy. And that's going to create a clear way for you to go back and forth, right? To rise to that frequency, to create a clear connection. We're going to go into some, secrets of the higher self and things like that. And then the next one is what?
The journey to the realm of the higher self.
Okay, yeah. So then again, so I combine shamanic journeying with hypnosis and energy work and all different things. So we go on very deep journeys, and everybody has their own. It'll be guided. I create the music for them. So there's sound healing and everything happening. So that one, now that we've activated these new templates and this new energy pillar, basically, between your higher self and you, your conscious body, then what we do is we just take a trip there. So you go into the realm, and we're not going into the temple, into the inner sanctum yet. We're just like, okay, now you're invited into the kingdom. And again, that'll be a journey that you can repeat over and over, because you go, you meet, you experience, and whatever comes through at the time, it'll be something that you get lots of messages and information from. Then the next one is what?
Heart-to-heart light weaving connection and guidance session with your higher self.
Yeah, so that's from Infinity Light Weaving. I'm going to teach you about heart-to-heart weaving, and then you're going to do a heart-to-heart weave session with your higher self. And that's like sitting down, calling a meeting, saying, hey, let's have a meeting, let's talk. And again, that's awakening, softening any of the blocks or walls in the heart. And it's creating more communication, more flow between you and your higher self. And it's something you're going to start doing with everything. I do it with the dolphins that I work with. I do it everything. But that's, again, another one that you can use. So there'll be different ways you can connect, depending what kind of guidance you want or healing. And then
explore your Akashic records with your higher self.
Yep, so that's pretty self-explanatory. So then we go a little deeper into the soul star, and we start to explore some of those corridors and those doorways and those passageways and those things that open up. And so each time that you do it, the time that we do it together, because it's a group thing, each time you repeat it, you can have a completely different journey.
Absolutely. And then the next one is visit the temple of your higher self activation.
Yeah, and so that's what we at the end, after all these different, like activating, creating that connection, really solidifying it, going in, having more communication and interaction with the higher self, then we go all the way into the inner sanctum, into the temple of your higher self. It's something I do with a lot of my clients, and it's a very beautiful, very profound, very sacred experience in there. Then we're also going to have another one that's going to be live a couple days before the class starts, and it's going on a date with your higher self, which I used to do. It's a blast. I love it. So I'll teach you how to do it, like in your day-to-day life, or to actually go on a date with your higher self, and then we'll do an activation around that as well.
And then there's access to the full color graphics, right?
Right, yeah. So when you sign up, you immediately get a training video and like a guidebook, and there's different graphics there for the heart-to-heart weave, and for the chakras, and for the soul star awakening, and the scale, and the scale of consciousness, a lot of different tools. And these are encoded. They're gorgeous. We've worked on these for 3 years. So a lot of people print them, laminate them, put them on their wall, or just download them to their phone. And you'll have that. So you'll immediately get a training video on what they are, what we're going to do in each session. And then I give you some ideas of things to start with, start heart weaving.
Awesome. So when does this course actually start?
So the first class, I believe, is October 13th. So we have a couple weeks, and that's why I gave you something right away to get started with.
Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. And so then the pre-call is on October 10th. That's the date your higher self.
10th. Yeah, exactly. So if you can't make that live, of course, all of these are recorded for you, and they'll be on a delivery page, and you'll be able to download them and all that good stuff as well. And it's half price. It's brand new. So it's normally $300, but we're doing for Alara $150. And there's also an option for 2 payments if you want to do that over 2 months. So yeah. And by the end of those 5 weeks, it's going to be a whole new world. And then you're going to be ready to go into 2021 with a completely different connection with what's going on and your truth. And the great thing is, the more you do this as a regular thing, you start to see from a higher perspective. One of my private clients told me the other day that she went through the whole week And she's learned to unplug from her family drama and, you know, do all these different things and watch her energy and make sure she knows when it's being pulled down. And she said, I went through the whole week and I was able to stay at a higher perspective while still being in my life. You know, she goes, the stress was still happening, you know, the things were still happening, but I was, when I would stop and look, I realized that I was really up here kind of watching and being from a higher perspective at the same time. And that's how we want to live. We want to have the ability to be in our lives, like we were talking earlier, even if they're a little painful, but have that higher perspective, because you can actually stay in a state of bliss or peace or willingness or trust, even when you're going through a lot of fear, scary, uncertain things. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, it's like being aware of it and being functional, you know, still functioning in the world, but having the higher perspectives, you know, keeping your vibration raised, not going into the negativity and darkness and all that wonderful stuff that we sometimes go into.
Yes. Yeah.
We get pulled into it by accident, you know, it's like, oops, you know, just keep yourself up and aware. Awesome. So again, that package is available at alara.at/show/Nan9. So please do take a look at it. We have a few weeks until the course starts, but it's definitely something that you want to do for yourself, to empower yourself, so that you have that greater connection with your higher self, have that, you know, higher perspective, so that as you're moving into, you know, the end of 2020 and into 2021, you're starting off with a different perspective, you know, something that empowers you, okay? And working with your higher self more closely. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So do that as a favor to yourself, so that you can unplug from family opinions, you know, and all those things that we're learning to unplug from, but that the patterns come back up. They're just embedded somewhere, right? And they're like a little magnet that draws that in. And this is a great way to keep it slowly unravel, you know, where you have your energy connected to, because you feel that sense of being here and you no longer want to go back to that. It's not just a reaction. So
yeah, absolutely. Good. Thank you. So I know you were planning to do a guided experience as well, right? Today?
Yeah. Okay. I still got time. Okay, cool.
Sure. I mean, you know, if you have time, we can.
Oh yeah. I don't plan anything on Fridays.
Ah, good. I know it's Friday. It's like, yeah, cool. Because I think, you know, like, you know, just experiencing how you work individually, one-on-one with people has been amazing, right? But we all would also like to have a little bit of that too, those of us who did not get a chance to work with you one-on-one. So we would like to, you know, have that too.
I think so. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so get comfy, you know, don't drive if you're doing this, and close your eyes. And I like to do little wiggles to work out any the tension. I used to do this with my kids. I had a school, and they'd crawl into the little spaces and wiggle around. And so let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in through your nose, very slowly. Watch it with all your senses. Feel the color and light go through your brain. Let it go up out of your crown and then out in a fountain. Let it go with a sigh and allow it to wash through your body, your mind, your emotions, cleansing, clearing, and releasing. Good. Now take another nice, slow, deep breath in and watch this one and have it go even higher up through the soul star and into your stellar gateway and out. Then let it go and let it wash down through your field. Now in your heart say, I'm ready and willing, and I'm open and receptive to reveal and receive, remember that which is optimal for me at this time. Now take a third breath in and bring it in through your heart. Feel it coming directly into your heart center and building. Hold it, and it's expanding your heart center. And let it go when you're ready. Again, Allow that to just wash away all the energies that no longer serve you. Good. And just relax. Feel yourself relaxing. And again, in your heart, say, be here now. And allow your senses to become aware of all of those energies that you send out to the past, out to the future, out to the what ifs, out to the fears. And just ravel them back in. Feel them coming back in like a fishing rod. Just reel it in gently back in, becoming whole. Good. Now, give yourself permission to be here now, to be a clear and open channel, and to be an excellent receiver. Good. Some of you are holding this resistant breath to allowing some of these parts of you to come back. It's you. It's all love. It's all source. It's all beauty. And your pathway forward is as a whole person, remembering and re-embracing all these parts of you. Good. Ooh, there we had a breakthrough. So allowing them to come back in and feel yourself dropping deeper into the moment. Now ask within for a clear and open connection to your higher self, for a clear pathway of energy and light between you and your soul star. And say, I'm ready and willing to release that which prevents me from this clear connection and communication. Good. Now, when you stand in your center, that's a command. You are the king, you are the queen, you are in charge, and you are the creator of your reality. So just watch very peacefully as these requests and these declarations move out like little passcodes through your light body. And you see them fitting like keys in a lock or little codes, and they're opening up small, big attachments in your energy field. Things that are ready to go. It's not safe. What if I'm weird or disowned, beheaded for talking to my higher self? That's in there. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm making it up? Just unhooking and changing these programs now. Changing them and allowing them to shift gently. Good. So opening this awareness from your heart, you look up from that eye in your heart, the eye of your soul, the eye of your I am presence, the eye that sees with love and wisdom and knows your blueprint and purpose. Allow that to open in your heart and look up. Opening that awareness. You feel the inner eye connecting, and now the crown beginning to open and swirl. You feel a gentle but firm touch on your forehead. It pulls open like pulling doors open across your inner eye, pituitary, pineal, everything. And now you feel a light tapping around your crown, all around the edges, gently, gently, like little kisses, awakening, tingling, opening. I activate my light body at optimal rate and state for me at this time. We invite in the violet flame to cleanse and clear, transmute all old patterns, agreements, karmic knots, energies, obligations that prevent clear and open communication to the soul star, the crown, the inner eye, the throat and communication center, the higher heart, and the heart. Relax and allow the violet flame to move through the highest frequency of fire energy, burning away effortlessly all that no longer serve you. Release and let go. Relax and expand. You now see and feel a beam of light coming down from your soul star, a glistening temple of swirling colors and light, a faceted crystal reflecting light, thousands of facets, thousands of lifetimes, thousands of experiences, wisdom, knowledge. Down with that light into your heart. You feel a beautiful presence come and lift you from your willing and open heart. You rise up, moving through time and space, moving through body and mind, moving through the emotional field, out of the third dimension. Form falls away, far below you. You let it go. Harmony envelops you. The full color spectrum swirls around you, gently lifting you into these gardens of the soul star. The gates open and you see the most exquisite gardens, colors, birds, butterflies, creatures you've never seen, flowers and trees, smells. You feel and sense familiar stirrings within you, excitement like a child, fascination, the explorer, the adventurer, the joyful play, all begins to come to you, and you run through this gorgeous garden. Fountains, bridges, rivers, magical little coves, Welcome to the Soul Star Gardens. Here in these gardens, your higher self is sitting in a special, secret place. Run with your heart open. Run with harmony, transcending all the past and present. You feel light, joy. You soar, you bound, you fly. You move with a thought. All of the gardens, all of the energies send you colors and light. You feel them coming like gifts, breathing them in, feel them moving through your veins. A clear connection comes from your higher self, and you see and sense exactly where to go. You move there with a thought. The secret spot becomes visible. It dissipates, parts, and you enter. Your higher self welcomes you, heart to heart, eye to eye, one heart, one mind. Take a moment to sit here in this beautiful healing place with your higher self and receive a special message just for you, optimal for you at this time. Relax and just receive. No analyzing in this space. It's a beautiful, energetic exchange. And now your higher self gives you a special gift to create and continue to expand this clear connection. Flood this space with gratitude, flow, detachment, blessings, peace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now allow yourself to gently fade out of these exquisite, vivid gardens letting the sounds of the birds and the waters, the smells of the flowers, stay with your senses, the beauty, the sense, the feeling in your heart of this intimate, secret connection with you. And gently you come down, slowly back into your crown, gently into your inner eye. And you bring the essence, the message, the frequencies, the gifts, and you leave it in your crown, and it begins to swirl, and in your inner eye, and it moves through all the parts of your brain and your chakras down the throat and into the hearts, anchoring back into your heart and looking up from your heart. See how clear and open, see the shift in this connection you've made. And gently take a deep breath. Breathe yourself back into this moment, into this body. And relax, feeling yourself sinking into your belly and into your sacral. Anchor into your feet, your arms, your hands. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. And feel and sense the gratitude, the gift, the clarity, the higher perspective. Gather it in your hands, integrate it into your palms. Receive this gift fully. And open your hands and pour it into your heart. And say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am that I am. Relax. And allow this new connection, this new energies to integrate. Be very, very gentle today. And come back again to reestablish and strengthen this clear connection.
I'm not sure I can come back.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
Oh my goodness, I was like really out of it, completely gone. I never go that deep. It's like, oh my goodness.
I hear that a lot, yes. It's fun too because the experience that you just had, everybody can take that after the call or today or before you go to sleep, reconnect to it and continue that,
Yeah,
the journey.
yeah, like Linda said, that was awesome. And her too, she didn't want to come back. And RB Standing Bear says, incredible. Sandra says, so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, that was so powerful. I'm not back. I'm trying. It's like, oh my goodness, that was awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So in the Soul Star course, that's why we go in stages, because there's all these layers and facets to your higher self and to you. And so that was just barely, coming in and playing in one aspect. And so we'll build out several of these different ways to go and connect. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, I'm feeling like there was definitely a lot of openings happening in my chest. I'm still feeling them tenderness, in my chest. So, which is like, okay, just breathe. It's okay. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Betty saying, wow, that was so beautiful and very deep. Thank you. And thank you so much for the incredible reading, Nan. What a blessing. Yeah, absolutely. Linda says, I kept seeing lions. Oh, cool.
Nice, nice. That's been a big theme for several of my clients now. We had the Lion's Gate, so I thought for a while maybe that was it. But I think, again, it's that message of detachment. Cats are astral in and out of their body. They're fully present, but they're not attached. And they're also, they're king of their own kingdom. They're ruler of their own world. There's, if you have a cat, they're not going to do anything they don't want to do. So.
For sure. Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that was amazing. I mean, if for those of you who are in my time zone, you might want to just take a nap now or go to bed, go to sleep, just enjoy this energy that you're in and just go to sleep with it. But for the rest of you who have to continue doing stuff, definitely want to drink some water, ground, walk around, be physically present now, here, back in your body the best you can.
Yeah.
That was deep. We went deep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm deep. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. And so that's also what people can expect in the course, more of those types of processes, right?
Yeah. And that was, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know how long we did that. And these are going to be, usually the process part is 30, 60 minutes. We just see what comes through. And if you're there live, that's cool because your energy, or if you sign up to be a part of the initial one, your energy is going to be part of what gets created, right?
Yeah.
What comes through. So I find that's always pretty awesome. But so we create, several very deep journeys, and similar, I bring in all those different modalities of doing different energy work, light weaving, as well as, pulling on all of the guides and all of the different realms and everything. So and it's always going to be for your highest good, and it's always going to open you to the next level of what's optimal for you, so you can relax. I know some of the clients I had recently are from very religious families, and they've resisted a lot of spirituality, and they've just, it's no longer an option, right? They're just pulled into it. And so, these kind of experiences are very unusual and deep because we've been set up to have somebody else interpret source for us, right? Somebody has to be between you. And when you start having this, it awakens you. You've got 360 senses. And so as those are awakening, you'll receive information in new ways. You'll start having completely new experiences. And so pay attention to what happens. These things usually integrate for at least 7 days. And
cool.
And journal. I like the idea of journaling whatever you felt or thought, because you may not know what it was at the time, or you might later, 3 days from now, you go, oh, that's right, I saw that purple light, and that means whatever. So
And so during the course, the 5 live classes, is there going to be Q&A after each class, or just the first one? After each
everyone.
Okay.
After everyone, because it's going to be a completely different journey. It's going to be a completely different experience because you've experienced the previous one, right? And you have your activations to do during the week and everything. And so people like to share what they experienced, and it helps other people. You've probably seen this, right? Other people go, oh, that's what I saw, or, this, and you're like, I felt this, but I got frustrated because I wasn't seeing it. Well, that's okay. A lot of you know that, your higher self takes you out when you do deep meditations, because that's just the best way for you to download the information or to release it, right? Sometimes you're fully aware. Sometimes,
you're not. For sure.
And then, we can talk about what it means, and people can share. So it's really, I like that part of it.
Good. Awesome. Thank you. So that, again, those Q&A calls, or those Q&A part of the class, it gives you a chance to work with Nan again more deeply as well, one-on-one as well. So that's awesome. Betty says, I forgot to say that I really resonated with using the infinity symbol in my reading, Nan. I love that symbol. I love that symbol came up for me to use as a tool that has been a very significant symbol for me, especially since my mother's death. I can feel its power, meaning, and transformation. Awesome. Good.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Good,
such a
good, good.
powerful symbol, been around forever. It's like, oh yeah, that thing. But a few years ago when I was inspired to make it part of the light body healing class, and I was working with dolphins, doing healing work with dolphins and paraplegics. And it was amazing to see how simple. And so I used to do heart weaving with the dolphins, and then we would do the weave, the light weave with them and everything. So it's becoming something that like, it's natural. A lot of people feel like, oh yeah, I feel that naturally in that flow. And I think we're all going to remember a lot more of that being a natural flow. And we need to, because we're part of the infinite field, and you know, we can access that infinite potential or infinite whatever. And we've just been separate from it. So, oh yeah, that's the free gift. About that.
Yes, the infinite self meditation.
Yeah. So the free gift is an hour-long meditation. It's got an extra 30 minutes of music on the end in case you want to stay in that space. And I guide you through connecting to your higher self and to the infinite field, to infinite potential, to your soul purpose. And it's got my music behind it and everything. So, you know, it's guided. There's different parts where I'm quiet, and then there's a long section where you do a lot of deep processing. So yeah, so enjoy that.
So that is on the gifts page. So please do check it out and download it and start using it, start working with it, right? Start listening to it. Linda says, I worked with Linda Tellington Jones with my horse too. Oh, cool.
Wow. Yes, that was so long ago. I worked with her. I met my radionics practitioner. I met my good friend Kate Solisti, who was an animal communicator, and used to go to her place north of Santa Fe. So yeah, wonderful work.
I never knew you had a horse, Linda. It's like that's new coming up here today. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Cool.
So too, I don't know if it was okay for me to share about the Mayan ceremony that we're doing on Sunday.
Sure, go ahead.
For the equinox. So I've been here in the Yucatan for 4 years in Mexico. And when I arrived to stay just a little bit of time, I started meeting shaman. The jaguar spirit came from the jungle for me. And I started finding caves and going to pyramids, and the Bliss Life retreats were born. And for 5 equinoxes, we did these incredibly epic retreats. And every time I met new people, new Mayan shaman, new ceremony leaders, new dancers, new places to do them. Since we can't do that live this week, normally we would be on the top of Koba Pyramid at dawn by ourselves for the equinox. We actually, for the Lion's Gate, I finally got together with my ceremony team, and I'm doing this because I want us to go through these things in sacred space, and also because I really revere my Mayan and Aztec friends and the ceremony, the ritual, the traditions, the energies that they hold. And like many people, they have no work right now. And so it's a double thing. It's a gift. I do it as a gift. The money goes to them. And it's a beautiful, incredible ceremony. It'll be 2 hours live on Sunday, 2020. Thought that was good. And so I do the first hour where we do things like this to prepare, and then we go live to them. And he has, I think, 4 dancers and music and fire and ceremony, and they're completely dressed in all of their sacred gear. And it's just stunning. In fact, the one we did online for the Lion's Gate was so stunning that the people who've been to live ones and me, we were all like, you know, because we were used to being able to be there in person. So I would love for you guys to come. And can I say the
yeah,
page?
please do. Yeah,
okay.
Please do.
So it's nanakasha.com/ceremony.
Okay, that's easy. It's easy to figure out. nanakasha.com/ceremony. Please do check it out. And the ceremony's on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. For
Good.
The equinox. And then we record it. It's on Zoom. And then we put it on a special page that you can watch it for a month afterwards. So you can repeat it. But it's a beautiful place and a beautiful way to go through the equinox. So.
Awesome. Good. So please do check that out too. So nanakasha.com/ceremony. Okay. So please do check that out as well. Awesome. Good. Thank you. Yeah, I think I got an email about that earlier today. So, because I'm on your mailing list, so I got an email about that, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just amazing. And so I want to everybody to get blessed with that, come through sacred space with the, you know, these portals, they can kick your butt. So after, especially after my death thing, I thought, why don't we go through these together? Not that I could have shown up for that one, but
Yeah,
you know,
why not? Exactly. Yeah.
to have a space where we can actually come together and walk through these things. Everyone's still going to have their own experiences, but a lot of the wisdom I've learned from the Maya is to be in connection with the earth and to ask permission for this walking through and to just have that reverence for life. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Good. Thank you. So please do check that out. I'll actually put the link for that also on the
Thank you. That'd be great.
on the podcast and the YouTube, so that if they want to, they can check that out as well. Good.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for those of you who got a chance to get a reading with Nan. Oh my God, how lucky were you? Right. So thank you for being here and being vulnerable and being willing to play. And Nan, thank you. This was beautiful. I loved it. It was so much fun. Oh my God, you are so talented. Oh my goodness.
Thank you very much, sweetie. I'm just in bliss that I got to be here and with everybody that I can't see. And I'm going to send you all so much love and thank you. Go through the equinox with that high heart open.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And that process, the journey that you did, that was amazing. I was totally out. I never go out like that. So that was amazing. Thank you. I'm going to sleep really well and really good tonight, I know. So thank you. And thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Solstice is on Sunday. It's like, who knew that was coming? Yeah, Equinox is on Sunday. It's like, where am I? I have no idea. It's like what the schedule is right now. So yeah, no wonder stuff is coming up. Okay, no wonder you're going through stuff right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.